It's sort of funny actually, but this video virtually came out of nowhere. So I was doing some research on a completely different video topic idea, and I came across an article that talked about older guys and how they have sexier traits than younger guys. So obviously, being in the business of men's lifestyle, it sparked my interest and I went down the rabbit hole. And I must say, it's a pretty good sized rabbit hole with really just a lot of different thoughts and opinions from a lot of different articles and blogs. So what I wanted to do was sort of streamline what I read and basically talk about some of the highlights in this video. So look, it's no secret that older men have a huge advantage over younger guys when it comes to dating and finding female companionship and partnership. The difference between what we have, what we offer, and what we bring to the table is just so night and day over younger guys that it's not really even worth comparing because the gap is just enormous. But with that said, the first trait that older guys have that women find sexy is having the ability to effectively communicate when your boundaries are being crossed. Effective communication isn't necessarily, though, just drawing a line in the sand and saying it's my way or the highway, because that's just sort of taking it too far. So if you're dating somebody brand new and something triggers you or one of your boundaries gets crossed or close to being crossed, and you communicate that with her with tact and intelligence, most of the time it's going to be appreciated and just fine. However, if she turns it into an argument about how you were triggered and how that's your problem, you just found a major red flag, and you can do with that whatever you want. Now that brings us to the next trait that women find sexy, and it's understanding your boundaries. And I think this is really good, but I would add that I mean fully understanding your boundaries, like why you have them, what triggers them, how to deal with them, and how to communicate those triggers effectively. So again, if you're dating somebody brand new and something comes up in conversation that approaches one of your boundaries, it's okay to communicate that. With that said though, the communication needs to happen with respect and understanding because she didn't know that was one of your triggers. Maybe try to tastefully explain your previous experience in a way that doesn't make her feel embarrassed for bringing something up unintentionally, because again, she doesn't really know that much about you yet. So maybe you go into a little story time and talk about how something similar was like a major problem for you in the past. Again, you should fully understand what your triggers are and then know how to communicate those to somebody else. The next sexy trait that older guys have is understanding style. But here's where things get a little interesting because it seemed to be a little more nuanced. So not only should men know how to dress well, but also understand when to wear certain things. All right, for example, I was having a conversation with someone recently, and she'd said that she goes to a lot of these really high-profile events for the business that she's in, and she doesn't want to bring a man to these events on her arm who might appear to be a little out of place and even a little bit embarrassing. Now, before you get upset or offended by that, please understand that that's not being shallow. That is having minimum standards of what she's looking for. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. We all have standards. So literally just last week, I made a whole video on dressing in what I like to call polished casual. And I showed a ton of different outfit combinations. And in that video, I wore this exact shirt. This is the new, brand new Marinello Retro Stripe Polo from Collars & Co. And I'm telling you guys, this thing fits like absolute perfection. It's lightweight, it's breathable, it's made with a premium cotton and silk blend, and it's got ribbed cups and a lower hem so you can either wear it untucked or you can easily tuck it in. You can also get this in a buttonless Johnny collar style. Now something else that fits like perfection is their Montana long sleeve button-up shirt and their new Maverick blazer with this stretch fabric. And with fall coming up, these are gonna be perfect. Collars & Co. is sponsoring today's video, and you probably already know about all their dress collar polo shirts that have built-in collar stays, so the collar always looks great. But if you haven't been to their website for a while, they've got some really cool brand new pieces. They've got lightweight quarter zip sweaters, they've got some really good looking knit blazers, they've got outerwear, pants, shoes, and basically everything that you might need to expand your wardrobe from head to toe, day to night. I'm gonna drop a special link down below in the description, and if you go through that link, you're gonna get a discount on anything you wanna go pick up from their website. And I really do encourage you guys to go surf around the website and see all the new stuff they have, because I'm sure you're gonna find something that you need, like this polo. Hit that link and go check out everything they have, because the quality, the fit, the feel is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Collars & Co., for supporting my channel and for sponsoring today's video. All right, here's another trait that older men have that women find sexy, and this one, it sort of caught me off guard, and it's having a tight circle of friends. I found this pretty interesting, and the article I was reading suggested that men who had a lot of acquaintances were attractive, but if they only had a few really tight, close friends, they found those guys even more sexy. I mean, let's just take me, for example, just for kicks. So I have a ton of acquaintances. There's a lot of people in my social circle, and I enjoy every second of time that we spend together out doing crazy stuff. But if I sit back and really think about it, I probably have 1 to maybe 2 really close friendships. Like, these are the guys that I would go to battle for. Now, this next one is also pretty interesting, but it actually makes a lot of sense, and it's having the ability and the self-awareness to just let her talk. Don't try to fix anything she might be talking about, and avoid trying to win the conversation. Here's what I mean. Maybe she says something about a crazy family member, right? We've all got those. But avoid trying to top her story with your story about your super crazy family member. Again, don't try to win the conversation. All right, the next trait that older guys have that women find very sexy is kindness. And I've talked about this quite a lot before in other videos, and there's a big difference between being a nice guy and a kind man. I would even say this one, for me, would be on my short list for traits in women that men find attractive. I have been at dinner tables with people who treat the service staff like absolute trash. And that is, in my opinion, one of the ugliest human behaviors that I think I've ever seen. There's literally no need for it. It's just it's so easy to be kind to people. Like, be kind to everyone. Let the guy go in traffic. Let somebody go in front of you in line at the grocery store with only a few items. Hold the door for people. Smile. Give random compliments. Treat people how you want to be treated, because nobody wants to be treated poorly, so just stop doing it, because you're not impressing her at all by putting other people down. You're only showing her how ugly you can be. Okay, another sexy trait that older guys have is having emotional intelligence and having the ability to regulate your emotions and not be overly reactive. I actually just talked about this in a video last week, and here's the thing. Babies and little kids scream and cry when they don't get their way or when they're upset about something. And as we get older, the more we should be able to regulate those emotions so you don't run around acting like an overgrown child. If you stay calm and collected when things get stressful, that's one sign of having high emotional intelligence, which women clearly find sexy. Now, the next trait that women find very sexy is having hobbies and healthy outlets for yourself outside of the relationship. So maybe for you, it's going to the gym or playing golf or learning a new instrument, whatever it might be. If you just go to work, come home, go to bed, and rinse and repeat every single day, unfortunately, my friend, you're gonna be viewed as kind of boring. Because think about it, women are attracted to men who have stuff going on. And if you live an interesting life and you're physically and socially active, she's gonna want to be part of your life because you're out there having a fun and interesting life. And also consider that one of the first things most people talk about on first dates is like, so hey, what do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not at work? And if you can't answer that question with some of your hobbies and some of your activities, again, my friend, you'll be viewed as a little bit boring. And with that, gentlemen, please consider subscribing if you're not already, because I would love to have you part of the Legends family. Thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I will see you in the next one.